Hi guys, so I'm doing something a little bit different today. Like, the YouTube channel name is Misha's Manic Musings, so it's been a little bit all of the same at the moment, so I thought I would do something more about one of my other loves in life. Apart from makeup, apart from books, which will soon be on the channel I'm sure, my other love is films, as you can gather from what we're looking at here. Oh, Laurel and Hardy down the bottom there. There's quite a few, and they don't all fit in the shot. So on the top left there, that's all my Disney animations. So we've got Blu-rays, steelbooks, and one DVD. Then the next couple of rows down here is Blu-rays. So that's, I don't have a big collection, I've only been collecting them for maybe a couple of years now, something like that. So I don't have a big collection. And then along the very bottom row that you can just see is TV shows. That's also TV shows in there as well that I need to watch. And then there's my DVDs, which I'm gradually cutting down on. The ones that I can find on Blu-ray, unless the extras are different, I just get rid of the DVDs. But apart from that, that's them all. So that's just a quick overview. Let's get into the actual video. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these. I mean, some of them I have and haven't watched. Yes, I have this. I am a big fan of Leona Lewis. I saw her in the Playhouse a couple of years ago, and she was really good. But I bought the Blu-ray just so I can revisit the tour and everything. This was recorded in 2010, so it wasn't the one that I went to see. This is one of my favourite films. I love this, and every time I see a book called The Lake House, I want to buy it. And I always read the blurb because I think, oh my god, they finally made a book of this film, and they haven't. It's always like James Patterson, or like the one I'm reading at the moment is Kate Morton. This should have been a book or a novelisation or something. I love this film. I do have the original Korean version, I think it is, called Ilmer. I have that on DVD somewhere. And that was okay. It was quite hard to get, but I wanted to see it. I do prefer this film, obviously. I'm not sure why I bought this film again. I didn't particularly like him in it. And Kate Hudson can go on the wrong side of irritating quite a lot of the time. But I think I remember liking the story. But I don't remember liking the film that much. So it'll be interesting to see if my opinion has changed and whether it is a keeper or not. But I did like the story. I thought it was quite sweet and quite hard at the same time, quite hard to watch. This has to be one of my favourite Jim Carrey films. I love Liar Liar. Cry with laughter every time I watch this because it is just so funny. I mean, I can't think of the last time I saw Jim Carrey in a film. I think I've said this already, but I didn't like Dumb and Dumber. I wasn't that keen on The Mask because it has dated quite a bit, and I haven't seen the second Dumb and Dumber film. And Jennifer Tilly's in it as well. And Jennifer Tilly is amazing. Another Nicolas Cage disaster-esque film. Another one that I really enjoyed. And it's based on a book as well, and I haven't got the book yet. I think it's on my wish list somewhere. And it's directed by Vic Armstrong. Enjoyed this. I thought it was that kind of disaster movie that really gets your heart in your throat again. And I think it was real good. Obviously I can't compare it with the book because I haven't read it yet. I was just looking at the back of this and suddenly thinking, I don't know what language this is. And I have the first film in steelbook. And this is Legend of Sorrow, so obviously this isn't in steelbook yet. As you can see, this is not in the English language. And I can't actually read any of that. I can't remember where I got this from actually. It's another one of those slimline ones. So if anyone knows what language I've bought this in, then please do tell me. That was a good film. I think I preferred Catherine Zeta-Jones in this to the first one, if I remember correctly, but it has been quite a few years. There will never be another Lara Croft apart from Angelina Jolie, but she didn't have the pointy boobs of the game character at least. I enjoyed these films, but again it's been years since I've seen them, and I do think she was quite good in it. Their Sylvester Stallone film. I kind of hope that they bring out another edition of this film because I think I would buy it, and that they have the 10th anniversary on it as well. That I really didn't know much about this film prior to seeing it, and I didn't know much about Linda Lovelace that it was supposed to be based on. It's like randoms wandering around putting stuff through the door at the moment. I really enjoyed it actually. I thought it was really good, and I thought Amanda Seyfried gave a really good performance actually, considering some of the stuff that she had to do. I wouldn't say it's the best film, but it's enjoyable to watch. Again, another stunning film based on a book, and I did enjoy the book as much as you can enjoy the book. I think I wasn't sure about her. I wasn't entirely sure that she was what I had imagined reading the book in my head for Susie Salmon. But that's just a minor quibble really. I sometimes wish I could put into words what was in my head at the time of reading certain books, because I think I would have to go back and reread the book and then rewatch this again to really know my feelings on it. Another film that's based on a book. Now this was originally called Where Rainbows End, but I'm sure it became, or I'm sure it was called Love, Rosie in either a different country or in Ireland, something like that, and I loved Where Rainbows End. I thought it was amazing. It's completely told from the viewpoint of letters, emails, notes in class, and I wasn't sure initially that I was going to like these two. I mean, I'd previously seen Sam Claflin in Hunger Games, and I've now seen him in Me Before You as well, which is coming up shortly. I think for a book that's told completely from letters and everything, that they did as well as they could. It would have been quite a difficult book to make into a film, really. It's only after bringing this onto screen and having a look at it before that I realised that that is Piper Kerman. Orange is the New Black. Yeah, Taylor Schilling. I used to love Nicholas Sparks' books and films, and recently I haven't liked his films too much. I think this was probably the last one I liked, and even then it wasn't up to standard of the previous films and how good they were. I quite enjoyed seeing Piper Kerman in this and seeing her do a different role, because I hadn't seen her much apart from in this one before I realised, before seeing Orange is the New Black. Now, at the time of recording this, they have just recently announced that there's going to be a Mamma Mia 2, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think this was a good film. I enjoyed it for what it was. Didn't mind Pierce Brosnan singing. It's not as bad as everyone makes out. It does have its minor faults, and hopefully they're just not trying to pluck a story out of thin air and work it around more ABBA songs. The most romantic movie of the year. Hell yeah. One of my favourite books before I saw this. I just love it. I think the characters were perfect to what I'd had in my head, and I think they stuck really closely to the book as well. And that red dress, yeah. I won't ruin anything for anyone who hasn't seen this yet, but it is brilliant. See, I read the sequel to this as well, and it's not as good, and it's not as fast paced as the original as well. I flew through the original book. The sequel, I can't really see that being made into a film somehow. Sadly missing the chemistry, shall we say. I have the Men in Black trilogy. I love these films. I think the first film and the third film for me are my favourites. I mean, the first film simply because Will Smith has no idea what's going on. And then I think the third film for me, because of the time travel aspect, it really turns everything on its head. When you see a certain part of it, I think I welled up at that point. I think that was it for me. I don't remember the end of the third film at all. Another film that makes me cry. Do go back and watch it every so often, and then I realise why I shouldn't go back and rewatch it. Because I bawl like a baby. And it's the same with Gran Torino as well. I bawl like a baby. I'm not the biggest fan of, say, Amelia Earhart there. No, that's the wrong film. Hilary Swank, I'm not her biggest fan. I don't know what it is. I'm just not that keen on her. But she gives a brilliant performance in this. Okay, we seem to have a lot of sad films. And this is another stunning film. I watched this and I think I blubbed because it's obvious what's going to happen during this. Okay, enough of the sad films. This is Mortal Instruments. I have a problem with this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, and it's still sealed. So, read the first book, and then that was fine. And then I bought the rest of the series, and I went back to reread the first book. The strange thing was, I could not get into it. I've put it back on my shelf because obviously I want to try rereading it and rereading the rest of the series. I'm kind of confused how I read it and enjoyed it the first time, and then the second time I went to go back and reread it, I couldn't get into it. Whether I was in the wrong frame of mind or what, I don't know. They were such a good couple. I'm kind of heartbroken that they split up. But I mean, the other thing I have a problem with is they were together for so long before they got married, and then a couple of years after they're married, they divorce. It's a shame for me, but I do enjoy this film. I think it has kind of, not references, but it's kind of like True Lies. I think it has similarities to that, and that is sadly missing on Blu-ray. I don't think I'll ever get to see that film on Blu-ray, because from what I've heard, James Cameron doesn't like it. But then he should release a director's cut or something. Another quirky Jim Carrey vehicle, Mr. Popper's Penguins. I remember loving this, and I haven't seen it since I originally got it on Lovefilm. I remember really enjoying it and thinking it was so funny. And I kind of want to see it again now. It contains mild comic threat and flatulence jokes. Okay. I think it's because I haven't seen it for so long, I need to see it again. Okay, this is a sad film, but for different reasons, obviously. I did enjoy this film, and I found out recently that Matthew Lawrence and Joey Lawrence are actually brothers. Another brilliant film. Rupert Everett steals every scene in this. One of those thin, slimline cases. Another sad film just to finish this section off. My Sister's Keeper, based on the Jodie Picoult book, who I love every Jodie Picoult book and really enjoy it. Not a particularly good shot, but she was also in Medium as the oldest daughter. And you see her in Medium, I think it was the second to last series, and she's actually got short hair because she shaved it all off for this role, as did Rosanna Arquette. Really sad. I think they changed it a little bit from the book.